You're paying. The balance isn't moving. That's not an accident. You pay your credit card every month, and nothing changes. The balance stays high. The stress stays loud, and you start blaming yourself. But this isn't about discipline, willpower, or being bad with money. You're stuck inside a system designed to look helpful while quietly keeping you trapped. Every payment feels responsible, yet most of it never touches your actual debt. If you stay until the end, you'll finally see where your money really goes. More importantly, you learn the one chance that makes the balance start moving again, forward. Most of your payment never touch your debt. You think paying your credit card means you are reducing what you owe. That belief is exactly what keeps you stuck for years. When your payment hits, the system takes interest first, every single time. Before your debt moves even $1, fees and interest have already eaten. So the number you see shrinking in your head never actually shrinks on paper. You are not paying down debt. You are paying rent on borrowed money. The bank gets paid for time, not for progress. This is why your balance feels heavy and sticky no matter how responsible you are. Most people never look at their statement closely enough to see this. Interest quietly does the damage before your payment ever helps you. This is not a mistake or bad math. It is how the system is designed to survive on your patience. Once you see this, the frustration makes sense. Interest works every day. You pay once a month. Interest on your credit card grows every single day, whether you think about it or not. While you wait for the due date, the balance is quietly getting heavier. By the time you finally make a payment, interest has already been added repeatedly. Your money arrives late to a fight that already happened. This is why paying once a month feels like running uphill on loose gravel. Daily interest keeps moving forward, even when you think you are standing still. The system rewards time passing, not your effort or intention. Paying earlier changes the math, not by magic, but by timing. Most people are never told that timing matters as much as amount. So they keep doing the right thing in the worst possible rhythm. That rhythm slowly drains hope while making the balance feel permanent. And once you notice this, the pattern becomes impossible to ignore after that moment. Small new charts quietly erase your progress. After you make a payment, you feel a small sense of relief. Then life happens. Gas, groceries, subscription, small things that feel harmless. Its new charge lands on the card before your progress has time to breathe. Those small numbers look insignificant, but interest makes them sticky. They grow faster than you expect and cancel out what you just paid. The system loves these quiet charges because you barely notice them. You remember paying, but you forget spending. So the balance feels unfair, like it is ignoring your effort. This is not about self-control or being careless. It is about how easy it is to erase progress without feeling pain. Every swipe resets the clock on your debt, and the system patiently waits for you to do it again next month. That cycle is why the balance refuses to fall even when you feel responsible every single month still. Minimum payments are designed to keep you calm, not free. Minimum payments are framed as help, but they are emotional management tools. They are designed to reduce panic, not eliminate debt. When you see a low required payment, your brain relaxes. Relief replaces urgency, and urgency is what drives change. The system understands psychology better than most people realize. By keeping the payment small, it keeps you compliant. You stay in the game without feeling overwhelmed. But staying calm is not the same as making progress. Minimum payments stretch time, and time is where interest wins. They allow balance to survive for years without triggering alarm. That is why the balance feels stable instead of shrinking. Stability feels safe, but it is expensive. The system does not need you desperate. It needs you patient, consistent, and slightly hopeful. As long as you keep paying the minimum, nothing breaks. The account stays active, interest keeps compounding, and revenue stays predictable. Freedom was never the goal of minimum payments. Silence was. That quiet design is why people stay trapped, confused, exhausted, and blaming themselves while believing they are doing everything right financially. The first real drop changed everything. The moment your balance finally drops, in a way you can see, something shifts. Not just in your account, but in your mind. For the first time, the system feels breakable. This is why chasing debt-free often fails. It is too distant to motivate daily behavior. What actually matters is creating one visible, undeniable drop. Not a few dollars, not noise. A real reduction that proves your payment can work. That first drop changes how you think about every decision. You stop guessing and start believing evidence. The goal is not perfection. The goal is momentum. Once momentum exists, discipline becomes easier. You are no longer fighting blind. You are responding to feedback. That feedback rewires your patience into focus. Instead of endless waiting, you see cause and effect. This is how people escape loops, not with motivation speeches, but with proof that the system can be bent. And these realizations make future payments feel intentional, controlled, and powerful, instead of disparate, confusing, and endless. It replaces frustration with clarity and gives you leverage again over your financial life. This isn't about discipline. It's about playing a different game. Most people assume their balance stays high because they lack control. That belief keeps them blaming themselves instead of questioning the rules. Discipline inside a broken system only makes you tired. You can budget, plan, and sacrifice, yet still lose to the structure. The system rewards behavior that looks responsible while protecting its own advantage. Playing harder does not change the outcome. Playing differently does. That means changing timing, isolating cards, and breaking familiar routines. It means refusing to participate in loops designed to feel normal. Once you see the game, guilt disappears. What replaces it is clarity, and clarity is what finally puts power back in your hands. This is where real progress begins, not through effort, but through awareness, strategy, and decisions that finally stop feeding a system built to quietly win every month, without mercy or apology. If this felt personal, it was. This video wasn't meant to motivate you. It was meant to explain why doing the right things still feels wrong. Once you see the system, the confusion fades. You stop blaming yourself and start making deliberate choices. If you want clarity instead of shame, subscribe and stay here. We explain systems before they break.